We're the Timeshare Exit Attorneys, America's #1 timeshare exit service run by real attorneys, not sales companies or middlemen. It was a salesperson who got you into this mess. Don't rely on a salesperson to get you out. We've got a 100% service guarantee and have already helped thousands of people get out of unwanted timeshares. For free information, call 1-800-700-4839. That's 1-800-700-4839, 1-800-700-4839.
Hey, it's Mark Davis for my friends at Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange, my go-to place for precious metals investing for over 20 years. My friend at the Dallas location is Robert Burnside, and the help he's given me is available anytime you want to get into gold and silver.
Mark, we pride ourselves in helping people make informed decisions when it comes to buying precious metals. We have no hidden fees, and the price we quote is the price you pay. We also have no minimums or maximums and can handle any order, large or small. As you know, at Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange, you can buy and sell with confidence.
Confidence and trust. Dallas Gold and Silver is the only place I've ever bought gold and silver. And I've been through their doors for over 20 years for all kinds of things. Birthdays, anniversaries, watch shopping, sometimes even for me. It's always a joy to see what's on the shelves at Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange. 4 locations: Dallas, northeast corner of Preston and LBJ, Arlington, Southlake, and Euless. For more information, dgse.com.
I have to get to sleep.
Tom had a stressful day, and now he can't shut down at bedtime.
Need sleep.
To fall asleep fast, millions of people turn to Unisom sleep gels. They're non-habit forming and quickly help you sleep soundly so you wake recharged. Tom? Unisom sleep gels. A stressful day deserves a restful night. Use as directed. Active ingredient diphenhydramine hydrochloride.
Ransomware is software that can infiltrate your business through email, enabling cyber criminals to hijack sensitive information as ransom for your own data's release. Leveraging Barracuda email security with advanced threat detection can stop a ransomware attack in its tracks. As an added measure, Barracuda Backup allows you to recover your data without having to surrender to extortion. Crime doesn't pay. Protect your business data with Barracuda. Go to barracuda.com/ransomware to learn more.
If you've got questions, we've got answers. 660 AM, The Answer. Now, the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report, just fired up a television show. Howdy doody. You can see me on video if you want to. We were talking about this on Twitter earlier today. My friend Dawn and I were chatting about $500 billion that was found by an inspector general audit in the Department of Housing and Urban Development under the Obama administration, and of course, HUD Secretary Ben Carson. According to the report released last month, HUD reissued financial statements for fiscal 2015 and 2016 due to pervasive material errors that were identified. They were contained in a November filing. The total amounts of errors corrected in HUD's notes and consolidated financial statements were $516.4 billion and $3.4 billion, respectively. Dawn pointed out that that's half of the $1 trillion needed for President Trump's infrastructure rebuild of the United States. There's more money in this government that's just being wasted. I'm certainly hoping that the businessman acumen of President Trump will get to the bottom of more of it. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
Which car company makes the best car? It's debatable, right? Okay, so which window company builds the best window? I bet you said Anderson. I'm Robert Jackson from Renewal by Anderson. We're the replacement window division of Anderson. We sell, build, install, and warrant the replacement window that stands on the back of 112 years of the best window engineering. And at this moment, we have a fantastic deal. For a very limited time, get free installation on all your windows. And here's the kicker. We have incredible financing to make this job even more affordable. No money down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. Get free installation on all your windows. For a Renewal by Anderson information packet or a free window diagnosis, call 469-706-3400. 469-706-3400. That's 469-706-3400.
Hey, everybody, Mark Davis with great news for conservatives, a cell phone company offering great coverage, the newest phones, and awesome deals while helping conservative causes. It's Patriot Mobile, 1-800-A-PATRIOT or patriotmobile.com/Mark. Founded by conservatives to give you a choice other than big mobile funding the liberal agenda. Up to 5% of Patriot Mobile's proceeds go to the conservative cause of your choice. Support conservative groups fighting for Obamacare repeal, Second Amendment, right to life, strong borders, all with Patriot Mobile. When you switch to Patriot Mobile, they'll buy out your current contract, credits up to $500 per line, free iPhone 5S or Galaxy S5 with a $45 monthly unlimited talk text data plan. It's incredible. 1-800-A-PATRIOT, 1-800-A-PATRIOT to get started or patriotmobile.com/Mark. Use my promo code MARK to waive the $35 activation fee. 1-800-A-PATRIOT or patriotmobile.com/Mark. Let's mobilize conservatives with Patriot Mobile. patriotmobile.com/Mark or 1-800-A-PATRIOT.
A reminder to register for the free Money Matters Retirement Seminar Thursday, April 20th, Holiday Inn Express Alliance area, or Saturday, April 22nd in Plano. Find out if you are properly diversified so you can take advantage of stock market gains when possible while having a protective strategy in place to help in case of a stock market crash. The best time to take Social Security, 5 strategies to help save on income tax, and much more. Please reserve now at moneymatters.net. That's moneymatters.net or call 800-994-0302.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM. KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Jane Metzler. During a joint news conference with NATO Secretary General, President Trump saying relations with Russia are at an all-time low and that we're not getting along with the Russians at all. This is Secretary of State Rex Tillerson met with Russia's President Vladimir Putin in Moscow today.
I think he had a very successful meeting in Russia. We'll see. We'll see the end result, which will be in a long period of time, perhaps. But the end result is what's most important, not just talk.
The Russians expressing concern about North Korea's nuclear program. President Trump saying he discussed that with China's leader last week.
I think he wants to help us with North Korea. We talk trade, we talk a lot of things. And I said, the way you're going to make a good trade deal is to help us with North Korea.
Fox News, we report, you decide.
You're listening to 660 AM, The Answer.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Manzeri, owner of Statewide Remodeling. You know, if you're considering replacing the windows in your home, you probably know there are a bunch of companies to choose from, and we all got good things to say about ourselves. But you have to read between the lines. Do they have a showroom where you can see full-size displays? Do they manufacture their own windows? Or do they buy them from a manufacturer and you get to pay the additional markup for the middleman? Are their windows designed for Texas climate? Or do they have one-size-fits-all? And lastly, what's their warranty like? They all look good when they're new. I'm happy to tell you that Statewide Remodeling has a showroom. We manufacture our own windows that are designed for Texas climate and have the longest warranty in the industry that includes workmanship for as long as you own your home. It even covers glass breakage and screen damage, and our prices won't break the bank. We offer 100% financing and discounts for cash on completion. So if you're ready to get new windows from a company who's been in business for 23 years, call us now in celebration of our 23rd anniversary. We're offering 23% off the price of the whole project. The number to call is 888-270-7095. That's 888-270-7095.
Hey, it's Hudson. I've had so much success with soda weight loss. My friend Darla is on the program. Darla, tell them about what's going on with you.
Oh my goodness. For me, soda was a life changer. I have been fighting with that 15 pounds for literally almost 10 years since my last baby was born. And now it was easy. They weighed me. They showed me what my body was like. They told me what would work for me. And within weeks, it's gone. In the past, when I had big things coming up where I was really nervous about how I was going to look and the clothes that were going to fit me, eat a little here, not eat, skip meals, finally get to almost where I needed to be, still felt pudgy. This time I didn't do any of that. I ate the proteins they gave me, and truly it's worked all the way around. Soda has changed my life.
Call and schedule an appointment today. 1-800-800-5080. 1-800-800-5080. Always online, SOTAweightloss.com. And find out for yourself why soda is state of the art.
State of the art. Woohoo!
Have you ever thought you'd like to flip houses but didn't know how or where to get the money? Are you ready to be your own boss so you can start living the good life? Hi, I'm Preston Ely. I used to be so broke. I had my electricity turned off 9 times, but I figured out a way to quit my job and find financial freedom in real estate. For a limited time, I want to send you a free copy of my smash hit selling book, How to Get Rich in Real Estate. It shows you how to copy exactly what I did so you can make money from the comfort of your own home without even doing any manual labor. I've already given away 5,000 books and they're going fast. To get one before they're gone, call 1-800-500-4309. Listen, if you're sick and tired of stressing about money, this book could change your life. It's short, fun to read, easy to understand, and awesome. To find out how to get your free book while supplies last, call 1-800-500-4309. Call 1-800-500-4309. 1-800-500-4309.
I'm Trina Webster.
And I'm Dan Webster, founders of Z Quiet. Let me be honest, I snored.
Yeah, he did. Crazy loud.
And I was forced to sleep on the couch most nights.
Dan tried everything, including surgery, to solve his snoring problem.
Nothing worked.
So he turned to experts and created a solution that's a total game changer, a mouthpiece called Z Quiet.
Not just any mouthpiece, one that gently opens the airway where the snoring happens. In fact, it's based on the same technology as treatments costing thousands of dollars.
It allows natural jaw movement so you can talk, breathe normally, and best of all, sleep comfortably without making a sound.
And what's really cool is that it couldn't be easier. Just pop it in before you go to sleep to kick snoring out of bed.
So you can sleep quiet
with Z Quiet.
Z Quiet fits both men and women. Try it risk-free for 30 days for just $9.95. Go to getzquiet.com or text SNORE to 91011. Go to getzquiet.com or text SNORE to 91011.
Okay, Kevin, for the grand prize of $1 million. What color is the White House?
I know this.
5 seconds.
Oh, switching to Geico could save you a bunch of money on car insurance?
Okay. Judges? That's true, Kevin. They'll allow it. Congratulations. You're a winner.
Woo!
Geico, because saving 15% or more on car insurance is always a great answer.
Off the Rails Country Music Fest with Miranda Lambert, Jason Aldean, plus Dirk Bentley, Justin Moore, Turnpike Troubadours, Old Dominion, Tyler Farr, Rodney Atkins, Charlie Daniels Band, and many more. Off the Rails Country Music Fest, May 6th and 7th at Toyota Stadium in Frisco, Texas. Tickets and VIP packages on sale at offtherailsfest.com.
Hi, it's Mike Gallagher. I've been telling you about Relief Factor for about 6 months now. I've been using Relief Factor for a lot longer than that. If you're struggling with ongoing back or neck pain, shoulder, hip, knee pain, general muscle aches and pain, do what I did. Go to relieffactor.com, order their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. Try it for 3 weeks, $19.95. Relieffactor.com. That's relieffactor.com, or call toll-free 800-500-8384, 800-500-8384.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is The Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to The Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. It was kind of strange today. It was like looking into news of the past. There were some things that I labeled as old business that really had never been taken care of, that really do need to be taken care of. The two top Republicans involved in crafting tax legislation, there's a need to redo the way we collect taxes in this nation. The two top Republicans that are doing that work of coming up with a tax plan to discuss, Congressman Peter Roskam of Illinois and Kevin Brady of Texas, have written a letter to Attorney General Jeff Sessions requesting a fresh look into the evidence against Lois Lerner, the former IRS employee that was all but found guilty of withholding 501c3 credentials from conservative groups looking to become nonprofit organizations. It was suppression of political thought that, again, showed just how low the Obama administration was willing to go to circumvent not just a thriving opposition, but to indeed sabotage it. When we start thinking about all the people that our framers warned us about, they could not have been describing the Obama administration any more clearly than a group of people that are bent on putting their politics in your way, in your mind, whether you like it or not. And if you went along, they pretty much left you alone. Pay your Obamacare, Affordable Care Act, horse choking new premium and incredible deductibles, etc. Just go ahead and do that and we'll leave you alone. But if you cross us, so Lois Lerner, in retirement now, led the IRS department that she was running, suspected of targeting conservative groups that were seeking nonprofit status. This is incredibly illegal. The legislators who sit on the Tax Writing Policy Ways and Means Committee in a new probe said a new probe of the IRS would help restore taxpayers' trust in the institution. I don't know that that's a possibility. I don't know that you can do anything with the IRS except essentially keep the name if you have to, jack up the entire agency, throw all of it away, and start over. Because once you go about the awful work of destroying the American people's faith in your organization, it never comes back. That was a card the Obama administration was willing to play. They were willing to destroy the essentially good-hearted faith that most of us have in a country that needs to fund itself. The IRS had made some very oppressive and tyrannical decisions in the past, what they did with Joe Lewis, for example. But they learned from their mistakes after destroying the lives of so many people over so little money when it came right down to it. But this was an attempt to quash political debate. This was an attempt to minimize political opposition, which is not only not fair, it's simply un-American. You see, if your opponents can't argue with you and be heard, for all intents and purposes, they don't exist. If you are able to keep them from making their ideas heard, then the only people with the microphone is you. That's not the way the United States works. Again, anti-Americanism at its finest. A lot of people said that Lois Lerner was basically going to skate out of this. I don't think she's going to in any way, shape, or form. Do I believe she's going to end up in jail? Probably not. Do I believe that she will be charged personally in an indictment? No, it's possible. It depends on just exactly what Attorney General Jeff Sessions thinks about this whole thing. And frankly, he ought to think that this is an incredible abuse of power by the Obama administration, by a presidential administration that seemed to revel in abusing power. Do you want them to do this? Do you want them to pursue Lois Lerner? There is another course of action. You obliterate the IRS. You simplify the tax system in the United States. You reduce the amount of money that people have to pay, and you try to reduce it to an amount where people really only have to allow their withholding to pay their taxes every year. The government gets its money, the people get their money. People trying to screw over the IRS, that number of people goes virtually to zero because there's no reason to cheat. And so what ends up happening is that you end up solving all kinds of problems simply by getting rid of what we know as the IRS now. And then the punishment truly happens to Lois Lerner because it was her, under her watch, her supervisors, her generation of IRS workers that brought the entire agency down. How would you like to be the person, how would you like to be the IRS worker responsible for destroying your agency? Now, is that enough? No, because what she did is bordering on criminal. Do I believe that she needs a day in court? Absolutely. Do I believe she'll ever have one? I don't know. I certainly hope so. Wherever the United States government seeks to oppress, seeks to exert tyranny, those responsible should pay a harsh price. If there is a government instrument that can be used to oppress and used as a tool of tyranny, it should likewise face its demise. All of this is currently in play with the IRS. One of the hard things Americans have to deal with is the fact that their government would malfunction at this level. It hurts. It hurts so much you almost want to turn away from it. You almost don't want to pursue it anymore. You almost want to say, let's just move on. I implore you, as my fellow citizen, to not fall into that exhaustion. Vigilance is a requirement of liberty. If there was anyone in our lives that wanted to do more to quash that liberty than Lois Lerner, you need to call me on the telephone and tell me who that would be. To be a bureaucratic tool inside a political tool to seek to ruin, obstruct, sabotage the political opposition, to me, is worthy of jail time. It is quite literally, what else do you have to chase? I know what people will say. They will say, well, here's the new boss going back and persecuting and prosecuting the old boss. Yeah. When you come right down to it, the IRS isn't even the juicy part. It's just a part. of the Obama administration's abject abuse of power. And that is the story here. This is just a chapter of it. The story is the abuse of power. And it was rife throughout the Obama administration. Rife. In fact, the overall drama and kabuki theater used to forward a political agenda belied this abuse of power, the ends justifying the means. Which brings us to the other story in this particular group. The cartel member suspected of shooting and killing Border Patrol agent Brian Terry in 2010 with a gun supplied by the U.S. government was arrested in Mexico today. This according to senior law enforcement, Border Patrol, and congressional sources. The suspect, Heraclio Osorio Arianas, was apprehended by a joint U.S.-Mexico law enforcement task force that included the Drug Enforcement Administration, U.S. Marshals, and the Border Patrol Tactical Unit. A $250,000 reward had been sought for information leading to the arrest of Osorio Arianas, who was captured at the ranch on the border of Mexican states of Sinaloa and Chihuahua. U.S. authorities are seeking extradition. Terry was killed on December 14, 2010 in a gunfight between Border Patrol agents and members of a five-man cartel RIP crew, which regularly patrolled the deserts along the U.S.-Mexico border looking for drug dealers to rob. Terry was killed by a rifle that was part of the so-called evidence cache of the Fast and Furious scandal. That being an operation run by Eric Holder's Department of Justice that would trace American guns into Mexico as a pretext for stiffer gun laws. And that incredible ulterior dishonesty cost the life of Brian Terry. Should we go after those people too? I say yes. What do you say? We find out next. This is the Wells Report.
Hey, Granddad, remember teaching me to shoot with that old rifle you had?
Boy, those are some of my favorite memories.
I know, me too. I think it's time to teach my boy. I want to give him those same experiences that we had. Do you still have it?
Yeah, but that thing hasn't been used in years.
It's all right. Not a problem at all. I know this perfect place we can take it to.
Hello, my name is Paul Smith. I'm the owner of Driving Nails Gunsmithing and Shooter Supply. I know we all have memories of growing up, being taught how to shoot weapons safely by our fathers, our grandfathers. One of the things that we do is complete firearm restorations. You know, with guns, they're very personal to people. When you see the joy on these people's faces when they bring a gun, it looks like it's ready to be thrown in the garbage dump. And then when they come back and pick it up, it looks like brand new. I mean, it does mean a lot to me.
Restore your memories. Go to drivingnailsgunsmithing.com. That's drivingnailsgunsmithing.com.
Have you been holding out for a good deal to replace that old AC system? Well, now there's a new program you just can't pass up. I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. You may have already heard that you can save over $3,500 on a new Infinity system with Carrier's Cool Cash, but did you know that for a limited time, you can also get an additional $1,500 off from your utility provider? That's right. And when you combine these two programs, we're talking saving over $5,000 on a brand new AC system that can cut your electric bill in half. But the utility funds are limited, and the program will end when the money runs out. Right now, we're scheduling free estimates on a first-come, first-served basis. So call now. Better yet, call two other companies first, and then call Reliant Air Conditioning, and you'll see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Call 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437, or visit us online at ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
Do you know what a RIA is? It's a Real Estate Investor Association, and it's where smart people go to obtain wholesale houses, obtain no money, no credit financing, meet local buyers, sellers, and investing partners, and receive local market intelligence and training. Don't buy houses retail. That's ridiculous. And please don't waste your time and money going to a get-rich-quick seminar from a traveling pitchman. Come network with local Dallas area real estate investors that are just getting started or taking it to the next level. Come join the largest real estate investor network in Texas. We meet on Thursday, April 13th at 6 p.m. at the Dallas Addison Marriott Quorum by the Galleria. And you can register to attend for free by calling 800-717-3320. This month's topic is how to flip houses for profit in Dallas. Call 800-717-3320. Write it down. That's 800-717-3320 to attend any of our upcoming meetings and receive a valuable Texas real estate training program for free. Brought to you by the Dallas Real Estate Investment Association.
If you're a sleep apnea sufferer who's on the go to your phone. Because if you give us a call right now, you'll be able to try the world's first portable mini CPAP device absolutely risk-free for 10 restful nights. It's the Transcend Mini CPAP, an engineering marvel that's as small as a soda can and weighs less than a pound. Its unique design is so small and so light, you can fit it in your briefcase or purse to use anywhere you go. No more dragging around a big, bulky CPAP. Even better, now you can try Transcend absolutely risk-free for 10 restful nights by calling minicpap.com, 1-800-600-2804. Transcend is FAA compliant too, so you can even sleep comfortably while flying. You can also add a battery pack that's as tiny as a deck of cards. So now you can enjoy the freedom to sleep comfortably anywhere. But don't wait. To receive your 10-night in-home trial, call minicpap.com now. 1-800-600-2804. That's 1-800-600-2804.
Have you checked your Google search results lately? Search results are usually the first impression that people form of you or your business. So make sure that they create a positive impression with ReputationDefender.com. What the internet says about you can have a big impact on your life and your livelihood, even if it's not true. Fortunately, you can now control how you look online and in online search results with ReputationDefender.com. Call 800-827-5948 now. That's 800-827-5948 for your free reputation analysis. If you have negative material from an ex-employee, upset patient, or former client, newspaper article, legal issue, social media, or other source showing up in your search results, you can combat it with ReputationDefender.com. Our dedicated experts in patented technology can help make your online search results look their best. Call 800-827-5948 to learn more. 800-827-5948. That's 800-827-5948. Or visit ReputationDefender.com.
You can listen on the go. Find us on iHeartRadio. 660 AM. The Answer. The Wells Report with John David Wells. Must Hear Radio on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Yeah, it was like looking back in time. The truth is a stubborn thing, especially when the truth is being hidden by ulterior politics. Isn't it interesting that people who regularly use the word fairness as a political wedge to push people into things that are simply un-American and simply unconstitutional? Isn't it amazing how quickly they will descend into that very use of unfairness in order to propel their political agenda forward? And they don't care who gets hurt. I'm glad that the cartel member suspected of shooting and killing Brian Terry is currently in joint U.S.-Mexico custody. I'm glad the United States is looking for extradition for this varmint. It is my hope that he get a completely fair trial and that we find out whether he is innocent or not. It's going to be a tough thing for him to get out from underneath. Rosario Rafael Barboa Alvarez, accused of assembling the RIP crew, was sentenced to 27 years in prison after striking a plea agreement with prosecutors. 4 members of the RIP crew had already been assigned to jail time in the U.S. Manuel Osorio Arianes was sentenced to 30 years in federal prison after pleading guilty to first-degree murder. Ivan Soto Barraza and Jesus Sanchez Meza were convicted by a federal jury of 9 charges, including first-degree murder and attempted armed robbery. Jesus Rosario Favela Astorga is still supposed to be at large, but it's my hope that they'll get him too. It is my hope that we'll do whatever we need to do to help the spirit of Brian Terry rest ever more peacefully, and to provide closure for the family of Brian Terry, who are now 7 years down the road to living without their father, brother, husband. Killed with a weapon provided by the U.S. government. While he was carrying a beanbag gun. Sometimes you just can't take a beanbag to a gunfight. I hope they chase down both of these people. And I hope they throw them in jail forever. This is the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. So, how's the Trump presidency working out for everybody so far?
Every presidency gets the first wave of serious reviews after the first 100 days, so we thought we would do that at a great event. And you're invited. Hi, I'm John David Wells, and we want to welcome you to President Trump, the first 100 days.
Brought to you by Southwest Office Systems and 660 AM The Answer, Tuesday night, April 18th, the Eisman Center in Richardson. JD and I welcome our network buddy Mike Gallagher and special guest Senator Ted Cruz.
Tickets start at just $19. Backstage VIP at $135.
Tickets on sale now at 660amtheanswer.com. We'll be looking for you Tuesday, April 18th at the Eisman Center in Richardson.
President Trump, the first 100 days. Join Mark Davis and me, John David Wells, along with Mike Gallagher and Senator Ted Cruz. Get your tickets right now at 660amtheanswer.com.
660 AM The Answer and Southwest Office Systems present President Trump, the first 100 days, made possible by our national tour sponsor, MyPillow. Visit MyPillow.com and type in discount code 100 days to buy the most comfortable pillow you'll ever own.
Hey, it's Mark Davis and my friends at Walker Air Conditioning and Heating, and welcome to spring in Texas, where we run our AC every day, which means this news is great from Trane and Walker AC. If you purchase a new Trane qualifying system, you can get a trade allowance of $1,000 or choose 0% financing for 60 months with the Wells Fargo Home Project credit card. See Walker AC and Heating for details. 888-653-0051 for finance details about credit costs and terms. Regular APR $28.99 for newly opened accounts. APR may vary, subject to credit approval. Offer expires 5/31/2017. So spring is here, and that means it's already hot. Could be the best time to have Walker AC and Heating inspect your system to keep it running at peak performance. If your system just needs repair, that's what they'll do. If it's time for a new system from Trane, that's what they'll do. Give them a call. I trust them. I love them. It's my AC company. 972-4-WALKER. 972, the number 4-WALKER, or WalkerAC.com. Walker Air Conditioning and Heating and Trane, because it's hard to stop a train.
I used to love wearing dresses and shorts. Then I started getting spider veins, and even worse, those embarrassing, bulging, varicose veins. For a while, I covered up my legs, but then I discovered Vein Clinics of America.
Vein Clinics of America is the oldest, largest, most experienced vein treatment center in the U.S. And for 35 years, they've been the leading expert in the treatment of vein disease. Using state-of-the-art laser and minimally invasive treatments, they can begin restoring the natural beauty of your legs in as little as an hour with no downtime, and most treatments are covered by your insurance.
My legs look great and feel great. I even love wearing dresses and shorts again.
Make sure your legs look and feel their best for spring. Call now and schedule a free fast-track consultation to find out how you can finally get rid of those embarrassing varicose and spider veins. Space is limited, so call 800-300-3388. That's 800-300-3388. 800-300-3388.
It's time to honor our veterans with the Patriot Mobile Veteran of the Month. 660 AM The Answer joins with Patriot Mobile to spotlight a veteran each month. If you know a veteran who deserves such an honor, then go to 660amtheanswer.com and nominate them to be Patriot Mobile Veteran of the Month. Winners will receive a Crossroads Diner gift certificate and an award from Patriot Mobile. Plus, they'll have an opportunity to come to the studios to meet Mark Davis and John David Wells. Go to 660amtheanswer.com to nominate your veteran. That's the Patriot Mobile Veteran of the Month.
Sean Hannity here for my friends at Generator Supercenter, the great American story. Now, this started in 2005 with two brothers selling and repairing generators out of their garage in Texas. Today, they are the #1 Generac dealer in the nation. #1 means more savings for you. When the power goes down, keep your home or business up and running with a Generac standby power system from the Generator Supercenter. Financing available, payments as low as $100 a month. GeneratorSupercenter.com. That's GeneratorSupercenter.com.
Mind-blowing deals happen all day, every day at DealDash.com. Do you play games on your phone? Why not play to win something real while you're at it? Go to DealDash.com for crazy savings and a whole lot of fun. Laptops, smartphones, gift cards, and even furniture. Hundreds of deals up to 99% off retail. For a limited time only, get 100 free bid credits when you use promo code DEAL at DealDash.com. Go to DealDash.com and use code DEAL to get your 100 free bids.
Hi, can I have 2 steak tacos?
Flour or corn?
Oh, no tortillas and no steak. Also add turkey, lettuce, and tomato. And just put it between 2 slices of bread.
You know this is a taco truck, right?
As a small business owner, you've got enough to deal with. Let the experts at Progressive insure your business so you can focus on whatever that was. With over 30 commercial, auto, and business coverage options, we'll build a plan that's right for you.
Oh, I'll have Swiss on that too. Thank you.
Visit progressivecommercial.com to get started. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Dallas, Fort Worth's home for stimulating talk. 660 AM, The Answer. The Wells Report is on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number 866-660-5759. Like I said, today it was kind of an interesting throwback. It was like a throwback news day. Suddenly, Lois Lerner was back in the news. The tragedy of Brian Terry, back in the news. And now, Republican state lawmakers in North Carolina are proposing a bill that would once again define marriage in their state. North Carolina State Representatives Larry Pittman, Michael Speciale, Carl Ford, all Republicans, are the primary sponsors of the Uphold Historic Marriage Act. The bill says the U.S. Supreme Court, quote, overstepped its constitutional bounds, unquote, in the 2015 decision in Obergefell versus Hodges, legalizing same-sex marriage nationwide. In the decision, the justices struck down Amendment 1 in North Carolina's state constitution, which prohibited the state from recognizing or performing marriages or civil unions for same-sex couples. Over 60% of voters approved the amendment in the spring of 2012. Marriage between one man and one woman is the only domestic legal union that shall be valid or recognized according to Amendment 1. The bill also accuses the highest court of violating the decree of Almighty God that a man shall leave his father and a mother and is united to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. If passed, North Carolina House Bill 780 would void the Supreme Court's decision on gay marriage in the Tar Heel state. Same-sex marriages already officiated both in and out of the state will reportedly not be valid under the bill. It's already being called, by the way, an effort to ban gay marriage, which is not the case. It is an effort to define marriage as a biblical definition instead of one created by the trappings of the Supreme Court. What do you think about that? 866-660-5759. Have we lost this fight? Are these Republicans wasting their time and the time of their voters? Or are they doing the right thing? Or is there some combination of all of those answers that you believe might apply here? 866-660-5759. Everywhere in the United States where the people had a vote, marriage was defined as a union of one man and one woman. And it was defined as the only domestic legal union that should be valid or recognized. What are your thoughts? In my view, it was very weird what the Supreme Court did in this case. They came right to the very edge of redefining marriage in the Bible, but did not cross a very tenuous and very difficult line. I said at the time when this debate was raging, that indeed the fight to define marriages between one man and one woman was lost not when the Supreme Court ruled in Obergefell that marriage between one man and one union and one woman was lost whenever the decision was made to allow the state to perform civil unions, which arguably coincide with and are parallel tracks to traditional biblical marriage. Nothing can replace the biblical definition of marriage except an indefensible and completely unconstitutional attempt at overturning an unalienable right. There is no other way to redefine biblical marriage except to violate the First Amendment of the Constitution, which is not what the Supreme Court did. What they did is they said that it would be possible for same-sex marriage to take place in the United States as a civil union. To me, what needed to happen then and what needs to happen now is that there should be a clear difference. If you're going to define marriage, you need to define marriage as a religious ceremony based on biblical principles and the Judeo-Christian belief system that built this country. That's what you should do. Because the word marriage should belong to God, the Bible, and arguably the church. A civil union cannot be stopped by those things. They can only be stopped by the people voting against them and somehow with a court agreeing that the people's voice should matter. So far, that is not the case. That is not the case. That is not what has happened here. The Supreme Court of the land decided that the first three words of the Constitution were invalid when it came to Obergefell, They said, no, it's not we the people, it's we the pompous jurists. Because it clearly wasn't just the Supreme Court of the land, it was also the California Supreme Court. And other legislatures, all populated by politicians, all hoping to create some kind of political advantage out of the dissolution of a biblical union between one man and one woman. It has, to varying degrees, been successful under those circumstances. But there are two things that continue to bug me about this. One, that the Obergefell decision legalized same-sex marriage nationwide. No. The Obergefell decision overturned a law that was unconstitutional. And what should have happened after that was that the law should have been remanded back to the legislature to be re-legislated. It seems to me that was clearly legislation from the bench. Now, I realize this may be some tedious legalese or legalistic definition. But how can it be that the Supreme Court of the land can define a biblical act for all people? They can't. It violates the First Amendment of the Constitution. I don't understand that. If you are if you are a constitutional lawyer, if you are somebody that knows how this came down, I'd sure like to hear from you. In November of 2014, following a lengthy series of appeals court rulings from the 4th, the 7th, the 9th, and 10th Circuit Courts of Appeal, the state-level bans on same-sex marriage, which is not what they were definition bills of what marriage was. Those courts believed that those laws were indeed unconstitutional. The 6th Circuit Court of Appeals ruled that it was bound by Baker versus Nelson and found that such bans were constitutional. The split between the circuits caused the Supreme Court review. June 26, 2015, Obergefell overturned Baker and requires all states to issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples and to recognize same-sex marriages validly performed in other jurisdictions. This legalized same-sex marriage throughout the United States, its possessions, and territories. The courts examined the nature of the fundamental rights guaranteed by the Constitution, the harm done to the individuals by delaying implementation of such rights, while the democratic process played out, but indeed short-circuited the democratic process directly by turning aside legitimate votes of the people, just setting them aside. Not once, but several times. And so how could the democratic process play out when it was short-circuited by the courts? Now, I realize what these three lawmakers in North Carolina are trying to do. They are trying to refight the case with what they hope to be a more amenable Supreme Court of the United States with the arrival of Neil Gorsuch. But I'm not exactly sure that that's going to work. I'm trying to figure out if there is a compelling reason for the Supreme Court of the United States to rehear the case. The Supreme Court of the United States is not a court that is amenable to change its mind. They do honor their precedents in that court. It was a very strange and odd ruling, in my view. I do believe it's real wrong. I do believe that a civil union between one man and one man and one woman and one woman could certainly be legislated in a way that would run parallel to marriage. I am reasonably sure that these Republican state lawmakers will very likely fail in this, whether it's in the legislature or whether it's in the courtroom eventually. But I would suggest that their next effort be not to define what marriage is in the state, but to define marriage as a construct of religion and therefore outside the purvey of the judicial system, based on the separation of church and state. Church and state, not God and state. Church and state. It is my hope that the next thing to do is to differentiate between marriage and civil union. Render unto God what is God's. Render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. You are listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
This is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, and I'd like to invite you to join me for our talk show every Sunday morning. We're actually trying to convert the world to organics. We talk about the natural organic program for farming, ranching, gardening, and pest control. Also, a lot of talk about health issues for animals and people. Hope you can join us for all the fun.
Make sure to tune in to Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 to 11 a.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer.
The following is not an actor, but a real-life story from Trinity Debt Management.
I had a lot of credit card debt, and I couldn't pay my bills. I was feeling so bad. I got to a point where I needed some help. So I reached out and contacted Trinity.
If you're in debt and you need help, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976 to talk to a certified counselor.
They were able to take all of my different payments and put them all together.
Trinity will consolidate your accounts into one easy-to-manage monthly payment, put a stop to late fees and over-limit charges, reduce your interest, and possibly improve your credit score. You'll save thousands.
And they were actually able to work with my creditors. I've been able to pay off close to $15,000 in the last 18 months.
If your debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976.
My name is Stephanie, and I'm debt-free for keeps.
1-800-990-6976.
If some high-pressure salesperson twisted your arm into buying a timeshare, it's not your fault. Whether you bought decades ago or days ago, I bet that salesperson didn't mention your timeshare could cost you twice as much as a regular vacation, or that you'd never be able to use it when you wanted, or that your fees could shoot up every year. They misled you, and that's not fair. That's why we're here, to get your timeshare company to free you from your unwanted timeshare. Get the free information you need at 1-800-700-4839. We're the Timeshare Exit Attorneys, America's #1 timeshare exit service run by real attorneys, not sales companies or middlemen. It was a salesperson who got you into this mess. Don't rely on a salesperson to get you out. We've got a 100% service guarantee and have already helped thousands of people get out of unwanted timeshares. For free information, call 1-800-700-4839. That's 1-800-700-4839. 1-800-700-4839.
There's a reason so many North Texans are calling soda weight loss, because it works. I mean, this program actually works. Look, I'm down 20 pounds, body fat percentage way down, fat is burned off. You know, there's a difference between losing weight and burning fat. You got to do it the healthy way. You got to do it the soda weight loss way. It's literally been 20 years since I've been this healthy at this weight. And trust me, I have struggled with this for quite some time. And maybe that's you. Maybe you're going throughout your day right now and you're like, man, he's like telling my story. You're doing everything and you just cannot get the weight off. Soda weight loss will put you on a system that will not only get the weight off, but keep it off for years to come. SOTA stands for state of the art. And I can tell you so many reasons why they're state of the art. From their equipment, diagnostic, insights from the doctors one-on-one with you, their program is all state of the art. So call them today. There's even a brand new location in Plano. 1-800-800-5080. 1-800-800-5080. SOTA weight loss is state of the art. Find out why.
State of the art. Woohoo!
If you're a sleep apnea sufferer who's on the go to your phone. Because if you give us a call right now, you'll be able to try the world's first portable mini CPAP device absolutely risk-free for 10 restful nights. It's the Transcend Mini CPAP, an engineering marvel that's as small as a soda can and weighs less than a pound. Its unique design is so small and so light, you can fit it in your briefcase or purse to use anywhere you go. No more dragging around a big, bulky CPAP. Even better, now you can try Transcend absolutely risk-free for 10 restful nights by calling minicpap.com, 1-800-600-2804. Transcend is FAA compliant too, so you can even sleep comfortably while flying. You can also add a battery pack that's as tiny as a deck of cards. So now you can enjoy the freedom to sleep comfortably anywhere. But don't wait. To receive your 10-night in-home trial, call minicpap.com now. 1-800-600-2804. That's 1-800-600-2804.
If you worry about making your money last through your retirement, don't miss this free Money Matters Retirement Seminar, 7 p.m. Thursday, April 20th, Holiday Inn Express Alliance area, or April 22nd in Plano. Learn to plan for retirement cash flow. Make sure you are diversified so you can take advantage of stock market gains when possible, while having a protective strategy to help in case of a crash. 5 strategies to help save on income tax, plus more. Reserve at moneymatters.net. That's moneymatters.net, or call 800-994-0302.
Learn a little something at the start of your day. The Mark Davis Show. Mornings 7 to 10 on 660 AM. The Answer. If it's important to you, it's on the Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. The Prime Minister of Sweden now says his nation will never go back to allowing mass immigration from terrorist nations like Syria, Libya, and Iran. The U-turn comes after a Muslim terrorist who came to the country as a refugee and sought asylum killed 4 people in a truck attack. Rakhmat Akilov, a refugee from Uzbekistan, hijacked a truck and deliberately drove into pedestrians on central Stockholm's main shopping street last Friday. Akilov had applied for asylum, but his final appeal failed in December. He was given 4 weeks to leave the country and was being hunted by police and immigration officials for deportation. Prime Minister Stefan Löfven vowed to move the country from its liberal stance, insisting that the massive flow of refugees into Sweden during the 2015 migrant crisis would never happen again. Sweden will never go back to the mass immigration we had in autumn of 2015. Never. Everyone who has been denied a permit should return home. This makes me feel enormously frustrated. If you've been denied a visa, you are supposed to leave the country. He said the refugees are bringing danger to Sweden. Terrorists want us to be afraid. They want us to change our behavior, want us not to live our lives normally. But this is what we're going to do. Terrorists can never defeat Sweden. Never. Good for them. This is the Wells Report.
Not many men open their eyes in the morning knowing it's their last day on earth. This is it. This is the day I die. Looking back, The entire day and how it ended still blows my mind.
Based on the book by Colin Smith, Heaven, How I Got Here is the story of the thief on the cross.
There are no words to describe the pain of crucifixion. All I can tell you is that hatred sustained me.
Told in his own words, the thief looks back from heaven on the day that changed his eternity.
Jesus, I said, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Clinging to life by a slender thread, I gasped for breath and waited for him to respond.
Don't miss Heaven, How I Got Here.
Tune in this Saturday night from 10 p.m. to midnight for Heaven, How I Got Here on 660 AM. The Answer.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
Do you have a family? Would you like to help make sure they'll be taken care of if anything were to happen to you? If you answered yes, you probably need life insurance. Now, do you think life insurance is expensive? If you answered yes to that too, you definitely need to give AIG Direct a call. We could find you a $250,000 policy for just $14 a month, which means you could save hundreds of dollars a year. Call us now for a free, no-obligation quote. 1-800-400-5008. Since 1995, we've helped millions of people find out if they could save up to 70% on their term life insurance. See how affordably we can help you protect your family. Call AIG Direct now for your free quote. 1-800-400-5008. You could save up to 70%. That's 1-800-400-5008. 1-800-400-5008.
Are you a real estate agent? Are you earning less than you wish you were? Are you open to the idea of having some help with that? I'm Bob Loeffler, the owner of Fearless Agent, and I will be having a live event in your area soon. Go to fearlessagentlive.com. This will be 3 solid hours of amazing training on the skills, schedule, and systems that our Fearless Agents use to finally earn what they should. Go to fearlessagentlive.com now and let us turn you into a fearless agent. That's fearlessagentlive.com.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM, KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Rich Dennison. President Donald Trump says U.S. relations with Russia may be at an all-time low.
This is built for a long period of time.
The president says Russian President Vladimir Putin is backing an evil person in Syria, referring to President Bashar al-Assad. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson met with Putin on Wednesday in Moscow. Russia on Wednesday vetoing a UN resolution to condemn Syria for a chemical attack on civilians.
Russia once again has chosen to side with Assad, even as the rest of the world, including the Arab world, overwhelmingly comes together to condemn this murderous regime.
U.S. Ambassador to the UN, Nikki Haley. President Trump's former campaign chair is registering as a foreign agent. Records show a firm headed by Paul Manafort received more than $1.2 million in payments that match a Ukrainian ledger investigators say reflect off-the-book payments from a pro-Russian political party. Fox News, we report, you decide.
This is 660 AM, The Answer.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. So, how's the Trump presidency working out for everybody so far?
Every presidency gets a first wave of serious reviews after the first 100 days, so we thought we would do that at a great event. And you're invited. Hi, I'm John David Wells, and we want to welcome you to President Trump, the first 100 days.
Brought to you by Southwest Office Systems and 660 AM The Answer, Tuesday night, April 18th, the Eisman Center in Richardson. JD and I welcome our network buddy Mike Gallagher and special guest Senator Ted Cruz.
Tickets start at just $19. Backstage VIP at $135.
Tickets on sale now at 660amtheanswer.com. We'll be looking for you Tuesday, April 18th at the Eisman Center in Richardson.
President Trump, the first 100 days. Join Mark Davis and me, John David Wells, along with Mike Gallagher and Senator Ted Cruz. Get your tickets right now at 660amtheanswer.com.
660 AM The Answer and Southwest Office Systems present President Trump, the first 100 days, made possible by our national tour sponsor, MyPillow. Visit MyPillow.com and type in discount code 100 days to buy the most comfortable pillow you'll ever own.
Hey, if you need to sell your home without all the headaches most people experience, hey, Sean Hannity here to tell you that after years of buying, selling, investing millions of dollars in real estate, that all real estate agents do not operate the same way. Now, what makes the difference between a home selling fast and for top dollar and one that sits on the market for months and doesn't even sell at all? Well, you have a great American right in your backyard that I trust if I needed to sell my home. I'm talking about Josh Deshong of Josh Deshong Real Estate at Keller Williams. He services the entire Dallas area, attracts hundreds of buyers every week. He sells a home on average every 20 hours. Now, Josh spends thousands of dollars every month and creates demand for your home, which makes it sell faster and for more money. Now, you risk nothing, since at any point, if you're not happy, well, you can get out of the contract free and clear and pay nothing. But trust me, that's not going to happen. Don't play games with your home. Call Josh now at 972-325-6644. That's 972-325-6644, or online, getsold.net. That's getsold.net. And you can start packing.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Manzari, owner of Statewide Remodeling. Anyone that owns a home knows that property value has been going straight up. Makes a lot of folks start to think it's time to sell and get a bigger home. But after you do the math, it doesn't make sense, especially if you like the neighborhood you're in. I got a great suggestion for you. How about a room addition or a sunroom from Statewide Remodeling? We've been expanding Texas homes for over 20 years. It's a great place for an exercise room, a media room, a place for the kids to play, or just to relax with a cup of coffee first thing in the morning. We can also do custom room additions if you need an extra bedroom or bathroom. So if you're needing more space, give us a call and we'll schedule a no-cost site inspection and design consultation to see if your property qualifies. If you call now and decide to purchase in celebration of our 23rd year in business, we're offering 23% off the cost of the whole project. And of course, we have 100% financing with payment plans to fit almost every budget. We also offer additional discounts for cash. So the number to call, and call now, is 888-270-7095. That's 888-270-7095, or check us out online anytime at statewide-remodeling.com.
Have you checked your Google search results lately? Search results are usually the first impression that people form of you or your business, so make sure that they create a positive impression with ReputationDefender.com. What the internet says about you can have a big impact on your life and your livelihood, even if it's not true. Fortunately, you can now control how you look online and in online search results with ReputationDefender.com. Call 800-827-5948 now. That's 800-827-5948 for your free reputation analysis. If you have negative material from an ex-employee, upset patient, or former client, newspaper article, legal issue, social media, or other source showing up in your search results, you can combat it with ReputationDefender.com. Our dedicated experts in patented technology can help make your online search results look their best. Call 800-827-5948 to learn more. 800-827-5948. That's 800-827-5948. Or visit ReputationDefender.com.
Chris Tomlin presents Worship Night in America. Chris Tomlin, Big Daddy Weave, Phil Wickham, Zach Williams, Mosaic MSC, and speaker Jason Barton. Don't miss this amazing night as the church joins together. An awakening event from the Awakening Foundation.
Coming April 21st and April 22nd to Verizon Theater at Grand Prairie. On sale now. Get your tickets at AXS.com.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. Let me tell you what I did. The simplest solution for my snoring and sleep apnea issue, it was Simple Sleep Services. Like the name says, it's simple. No CPAP, no surgery, just simple sleep. The Somnodent device. They make it for you. You bring it home. You kiss your wife goodnight. You pop it in, and boom, there you go. Silent night. Snoring solved. Sleeping healthy, living life. SimpleSleepServices.com or 469-685-1700. 469-685-1700. Do they take insurance? They're in Dallas and Fort Worth. SimpleSleepServices.com.
Sean Hannity here for my friends at Generator Supercenter, the great American story. Now, this started in 2005 with two brothers selling and repairing generators out of their garage in Texas. Today, they are the #1 Generac dealer in the nation. #1 means more savings for you. When the power goes down, keep your home or business up and running with a Generac standby power system from the Generator Supercenter. Financing available, payments as low as $100 a month. GeneratorSupercenter.com. That's GeneratorSupercenter.com.
Listen to us live on iHeartRadio, 660 AM. The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. So, something really bad happened during the Obama administration. What happened is that the people who have been trying to legalize marijuana were actually successful during the Obama administration. It made sense insofar as their chief advocate was someone who smoked marijuana as a regular part of his life, and that was President Barack Obama. Donald Trump is not the same kind of guy. And marijuana legalization advocates are nervous. It's an interesting time, they say. Beth Collins is the Senior Director of Government Relations with Americans for Safe Access. Apparently, she's not talking about the freeway. She and other industry representatives converged in Washington over the weekend for the National Medical Cannabis Unity Conference. While the conference was focused on medical marijuana access, which was, of course, the lever used to make marijuana legal in both Colorado and Washington state, the new administration's approach to the drug in general was a top topic. White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer and Attorney General Jeff Sessions have signaled a shift to tougher marijuana enforcement. Sessions said last week a crime reduction task force focused on evaluating marijuana enforcement policy and other issues. Spicer says, I do believe you'll see greater enforcement of federal law. I think that when you see something like this opioid addiction crisis blossoming in so many states around the country, the last thing we should be doing is encouraging people. The Trump administration as a whole has fostered a tough-on-crime image, with much of that energy focused on curbing violent crime in America's cities and cracking down on criminal illegal immigrants. But legal pot advocates are concerned about how the federal government will approach the enforcement of federal marijuana laws in states that have legalized medical and or recreational marijuana. 8 states have legalized recreational use. More than half the states allow medical marijuana. I don't know why they would. There have been no double-blind tests for medical marijuana. There's been no actual vetting of marijuana as a useful drug for almost anything. I'm not saying it's not a useful drug. I'm just saying that it's not the Swiss Army knife that marijuana advocates wish it was. Under the Obama administration, they were largely left alone. In just one sign of tension ahead, the Senate in the legal pot state of Colorado passed a bill allowing medical marijuana growers and sellers to classify their product as medical if there's a federal crackdown. The only problem with that is that if you do declare that it's medical, and if there is indeed a federal crackdown, then you are going to be immediately the subject of a Food and Drug Administration investigation. And that was basically shooting yourself in the foot. Here's what's going to happen. At some point, someone is going to probably be the U.S. government. Someone, somewhere, at some point, will do all the work necessary to determine the realities surrounding marijuana. Not the fantasies, not the placebo effect of this drug, but the real effects of this drug. Which is not to denigrate a placebo effect. There are many of my friends, men who have suffered PTSD for very good reasons. Not that all reasons for suffering PTSD aren't good. Who believe that marijuana helps them. I'm not exactly sure that's the case. But then again, nobody else is either. The reason nobody's sure is because nobody's done the work. The reason nobody's done the work is because, well, the people who do this kind of thing for a living, the pharmaceutical companies, they have a pretty good idea what the compound is. They have a pretty good idea what the compound does. The closest thing we have to a marijuana class drug that is being used on a wide basis, you know what it is? It's Tamiflu. Tamiflu. Do you know what Tamiflu does? It makes you feel better. Do you know how it works? It works by making you feel better. You don't actually feel better. It doesn't treat any of the symptoms. It just masks them by making you feel better. By the way, it works. I've never been so miserable as when I had my last flu, which is why I I get a flu shot every year. And sometimes those flu shots are amazingly good. I cannot remember the last time I even had a very good cold. But Tamiflu does not actually treat any problems. It's like you twist your ankle and it swells up and it aches and so on and so on. Why does it ache? Well, it's a combination of the actual injury itself and the swelling. So if you take an Aleve, you can get rid of the swelling. If you take an aspirin or an Advil, you have an analgesic, it gets rid of the pain. But it does so in a measurable therapeutic effect. Marijuana may make you think that you feel a lot better. And if it does, okay, more power to you. But people standing up vehemently yelling at the top of their lungs that marijuana is the catch-all Swiss Army knife for everything that ails you. Take their panacea and turn it into snake oil. The realities are somewhat different. It was truly amazing that in the states where marijuana was legalized, traffic accidents increased 300% until traffic accidents increased 300%. And then suddenly it was those articles were drowned in a group of articles that did something completely different. What was that? Well, it reported that actually the opposite was true. The traffic accidents went down. None of that was true in any way, shape, or form. Indeed, traffic accidents did go up. Incidents and injuries at work went up. Kids visiting the emergency room went up because they thought that those brownies were absolutely delicious until they got so high they could barely walk. So their parents said, well, man, better take him to the urgent care. What a drag, man. Yeah, what a drag, man. There's this wonderful story of this woman who had a brownie before she went on a job interview. Sadly, it did not work. Well, it actually worked very, very well. She was in a marijuana-induced stupor, and she blew the job interview, as you might expect. Mothers Against Drug Driving, nowhere to be seen. All the liberal people that want a police officer to be able to stop you for any reason whatsoever, under any circumstance. The people that fought for drunk driving checkpoints and the like, nowhere to be seen. No insurance companies coming up with ways to sense how much marijuana is in somebody's system and whether or not they're actually impaired. We have no idea how much marijuana affects you and in what ways. We know you're impaired, but how do we prove it? All of this work was done with alcohol and any other number of particular compounds and such. That's why some of your prescriptions say do not operate heavy machinery when you are on this drug, because they actually tested it. The reason I bring all this stuff up is because, do you want marijuana to be legal across the land? 866-660-5759. In point of fact, I do not. Because I think it opens up a lot of real problems for us. I think what it opens up is it opens up a chance for people to be hooked on something else. Eight 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. The marijuana industry is bracing for a Trump clash. Who should win this fight? The marijuana industry or President Trump? 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. You're listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Looking forward to your call. Larry in Gun Barrel City will join us next. Will you do it? Will you join us after Larry? We'll see. This is 660 AM The Answer. You're listening to the Wells Report.
How would you describe your health care? If you're like most Americans these days, the word affordable isn't top of mind. Well, here's some good news. There's actually a trusted healthcare option that is affordable. It's called Medishare. Unlike insurance, Medishare is Christian healthcare sharing, a community of more than 200,000 believers across America who share each other's medical expenses. It's about half the cost of insurance, and it's fully acceptable under the law. And here's the best part. Because Medishare is based on biblical principles, you never pay for things that go against your beliefs. Medishare is affordable healthcare for Christians.
Learn how thousands of Christians can help you save on your health care. For your free information guide, call 844-41-BIBLE. Not available in Montana. Medishare, affordable biblical health care. Call 844-41-BIBLE. That's 844-41-BIBLE.
Hi, I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. Now that it's spring, let's talk about the $49 tune-up gimmick. At that price, you're really paying $49 for a high-pressure sales pitch from a salesman on commission disguised as a technician. And you can bet he's either going to rack up a bunch of unnecessary repairs or scare you into buying a new system altogether, because $49 doesn't pay the bills. Reliant Air Conditioning's precision tune-up is $89, and you get exactly what you pay for. Our NATE certified techs are all drug tested, background checked, and they don't work on commission. If you need a new system, ask how you can save over $5,000 by combining utility rebates with Carrier's Cool Cash. So call 2 other companies first, and then call Reliant Air Conditioning, and you'll see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Our number's 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437, or online at ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
Dennis Prager here. And for 2 years now, I've been telling you about my wife, Sue, who tried Relief Factor because of her knee pain, and it worked. This is before I ever even heard about the product. I never endorsed a pain reliever, but now I am. And yes, now I'm taking Relief Factor 2. Maybe you've heard me call it a miracle. In fact, listen to what Amanda from Texas wrote. I was having pain in my left thumb area and left side of my leg from my knee about 4 inches up. After about a week of taking Relief Factor, the pain in my leg has gone away. And a few days later, the pain in my left hand is gone. We've gotten thousands of these testimonials, and if you're struggling with ongoing back or neck pain, shoulder, hip, or knee pain, or general muscle aches and pain, do what my wife Sue did. Try Relief Factor. Go to relieffactor.com or call them toll-free 800-500-8384, 800-500-8384.
Hey guys, with spring here, are you interested in trimming up and losing a few pounds? Or want to feel more energy through the day? Better yet, do you want to get paid to do something about it? If so, Protein is sponsoring a national study on the benefits of increased testosterone levels and its effect on your energy, metabolism, and performance. Go to protein33.com to see if you qualify. It's an easy program you can do from home. The tests are painless and confidential, and everything is shipped discreetly to you. Protein is a doctor-recommended natural formula with clinically proven testosterone precursors. Protein is available nationwide at GNC and other retailers, but this program is not available in stores. Program participants have already reported more energy, stamina, and faster recovery. So if you want to make a difference in your life and find out your levels for free, then go to protein33.com now to participate. That's the word pro, G-E-N-E, 33.com. Protein33.com. Enroll today before the study is closed at protein33.com.
Warning, if you've recently declared bankruptcy, you're going to want to cover your ears because there's an alternative to bankruptcy and it could be better than you'd ever think possible. But if you've already declared bankruptcy and have missed this opportunity, you'll want to cover your ears now. Here it is. Right now, the company that has resolved more credit card debt than anyone in the U.S. may be able to settle your debt too. You could resolve your debt with one low monthly program payment. If you call right now and qualify, Freedom Debt Relief will show you how low your monthly program payment could be for free. Call now. 1-800-600-1356. That's 1-800-600-1356. If you're struggling with debt, this could be your answer. And the bigger your debt, the more money you could save. To find out for free how much of your hard-earned money Freedom Debt Relief could help you save, call now. 1-800-600-1356. 1-800-600-1356. 1-800-600-1356.
This is 660 AM. The Answer. Now, by popular demand, The Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to The Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Let's get to Larry in Gun Barrel City, Texas. Larry, thanks for joining us. Hi.
Hey, JD. Yeah, I'm like a lot of Americans. I think I'm kind of divided on the subject. My mother is divided on the subject, but in different ways. I experimented with marijuana in high school back in the early 70s, and it took a while before it even had any effect on me. I could not detect. I had to smoke it 10 times before I felt an effect.
Yeah. Well, let's see. I was in Southern California in the mid 70s. They had solved that problem by the time I had anything to do with it.
Oh, good. But no, I just made the decision once I started feeling effects of it. I didn't really particularly care for it, and I made the decision right then and there that I was going to keep what brain cells I have. Okay, but I have relatives who, to this day, use it for like migraines and things like that. And my mother, again, she's divided. She said, my dad died of colorectal cancer in 2001.
I'm so sorry.
And it ate away at him, and he lost his will to do anything further about it. They kept, we've got some of the finest cancer clinics in the world in this state. And he would not go any further than the Athens hospital, and they actually told him to go to Tyler to get better treatment. And they kept trying to get him to go to Houston, MD Anderson, and all that. But my mother said if she could have obtained marijuana for him to be able to take his meds and continue the fight, she would have. But she is not in favor of legalizing or even decriminalizing it, because she's afraid all of a sudden you're going to have all these potheads running around on the street. And she says, we don't need more people that are have bad driving, And I said, well, then are you willing to go back to prohibition and get rid of alcohol too? Because it's the same effect.
Well, it's not the same effect. It is
not the same effect, but in other words, it impairs people sometimes,
Well, true, but but the thing about it is that in a lot of cases, what we've got now is we've got an overreach by the people against alcohol, even.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the vast majority of people that are arrested for alcohol, for DUI and so on and so forth, are right around the legal limit. And the thing about that's the vast majority of them. The thing about it is that are they actually drunk? Especially when you consider that most people that are actually involved in a traffic accident who have been drinking are some 2 or 3 times over the legal limit.
Yeah.
See, and so the politics has turned, the alcohol situation into something completely different. And that I blame on Mothers Against Drunk Driving. In some places, the drunk driving threshold is now somewhere around 0.05. So in other words, if you have a glass of wine, don't drive. Let me get to Tony in Arlington. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Wells Report.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, man.
Wells.
Hey,
I got an opinion, and I don't partake in marijuana. But my opinion is that if you suddenly legalize marijuana, that's not gonna make somebody that don't smoke just want all of a sudden say, "Oh, I'm gonna go smoke because it's legal." First of all, the reason why I feel that way is because you got so many people that's going around and it's smoking it right now, and it's illegal. So legalizing it is not gonna make somebody say, "Oh, well, it's legal now. I'm gonna go start smoking."
the only thing that I would say to you, Tony, is this. Is that one of the things that they have discovered is that kids in schools can no longer pass drug tests. It's not because they're smoking it. It's because their parents are smoking it. And so when you say that people who don't smoke won't start, well, that's not necessarily true. This is the Wells Report.
In 1967, Arab forces attempted to wipe Israel off the face of the earth. 6 days later, Israel had triumphed, and Jerusalem stood reunified for the first time in nearly 2,000 years. Honor the 50-year anniversary of this historic triumph by joining Mike Gallagher and Dennis Prager for Stand With Israel, a 9-day odyssey celebrating Israel's past, present, and future. Explore Israel's heritage at Galilee and Jerusalem. Embrace the present, touring modern Tel Aviv. You'll meet with high-ranking Israeli leaders and understand more deeply the complexities and marvels of modern Israel. You'll walk on soil contended for with courage. As a conservative American, you can show your support. Stand With Israel. October 22nd through November 1st includes luxury accommodations, delicious meals, and safe transportation.
Look forward to something special this year. Stand With Israel. For details about this all-inclusive trip happening this fall, visit 660amtheanswer.com.
Hey, it's Mark Davis and my friends at Walker Air Conditioning and Heating, and welcome to spring in Texas, where we run our AC every day, which means this news is great from Trane and Walker AC. If you purchase a new Trane qualifying system, you can get a trade allowance of $1,000 or choose 0% financing for 60 months with the Wells Fargo Home Projects credit card. See Walker AC and Heating for details. 888-653-0051 for finance details about credit costs and terms. Regular APR $28.99 for newly opened accounts. APR may vary, subject to credit approval. Offer expires 5/31/2017. So spring is here, and that means it's already hot. Could be the best time to have Walker AC and Heating inspect your system to keep it running at peak performance. If your system just needs repair, that's what they'll do. If it's time for a new system from Trane, that's what they'll do. Give them a call. I trust them. I love them. It's my AC company. 972-4-WALKER. 972, the number 4, Walker, or walkerac.com. Walker Air Conditioning and Heating and Train, because it's hard to stop a train.
Do you know what a RIA is? It's a Real Estate Investor Association, and it's where smart people go to obtain wholesale houses, obtain no money, no credit financing, meet local buyers, sellers, and investing partners, and receive local market intelligence and training. Don't buy houses retail. That's ridiculous. And please don't waste your time and money going to a get-rich-quick seminar from a traveling pitchman. Come network with local Dallas area real estate investors that are just getting started or taking it to the next level. Come join the largest real estate investor network in Texas. We meet on Thursday, April 13th at 6 p.m. at the Dallas Addison Marriott Quorum by the Galleria. And you can register to attend for free by calling 800-717-3320. This month's topic is how to flip houses for profit in Dallas. Call 800-717-3320. Write it down. That's 800-717-3320 to attend any of our upcoming meetings and receive a valuable Texas real estate training program for free. Brought to you by the Dallas Real Estate Investment Association.
Acme Home Insurance.
Yes, I'd like to make a claim.
What are you wanting to claim, sir?
My water heater broke down.
Sorry, but your homeowner's insurance doesn't cover water heater breakdowns.
So what do you cover?
Home damage from things like earthquakes, volcanoes, a zombie apocalypse.
A zombie apocalypse? But that'll never happen.
But if it did, you'd be covered, sir.
But not my water heater?
I'm afraid not.
But his water heater could have been covered with a home warranty from American Home Shield, plus components of 20 other major home systems and appliances, like his electrical system, plumbing, refrigerator, and more. For valuable free information, call 1-800-300-3861. Home insurance can cover what might happen.
Zombies are coming!
But a home warranty helps cover what will happen.
How the dryer won't work.
Life happens. Have a plan. Get a home warranty from American Home Shield. For valuable free information, call 1-800-300-3861. That's 1-800-300-3861. 1-800-300-3861.
It's time to honor our veterans with the Patriot Mobile Veteran of the Month. 660 AM The Answer joins with Patriot Mobile to spotlight a veteran each month. If you know a veteran who deserves such an honor, then go to 660amtheanswer.com and nominate them to be Patriot Mobile Veteran of the Month. Winners will receive a Crossroads Diner gift certificate and an award from Patriot Mobile. Plus, they'll have an opportunity to come to the studios to meet Mark Davis and John David Wells. Go to 660amtheanswer.com to nominate your veteran. That's the Patriot Mobile Veteran of the Month.
This is Pete's yard, and Pete's happy that winter's finally over. Still, winter's damage is done and has left Pete's yard withered and weak. But Pete knows all he needs is Scott's Turf Builder Lawn Food. It greens and thickens lawns to help crowd out weeds. Guaranteed. Just 2 simple feedings, one now and one later this spring. So Pete can easily take his grass from hungry to healthy. This is a Scott's Yard. Pick up Scott's Turf Builder Lawn Food today.
660 AM. The Answer. The Wells Report. A daily good old-fashioned North Texas barbecue of anybody trying to take advantage of us on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Kurtz, welcome to the broadcast. Hello.
Hey, JD, I'm getting ready to turn 63 in May, so I think I might have a little bit to talk about on this. I grew up in the late 60s and 70s, so, I'm retired, so I can say, yeah, I smoked, and I did not inhale. I inhaled, and I had a choice to make: become an aviator and a contributor to society, or smoke marijuana, because you couldn't do both. You just couldn't do both, because you get weeded out, you get in trouble. And I chose aviation, and I had a successful career. Everything went fine. But the main general point I wanted to make was every young man's got a choice to make. If you want to dull your mind and dull your initiative, D-U-L-L, dull it, then imbibe in a lot of alcohol, imbibe in a lot of marijuana, imbibe in a lot of sex, imbibe in, it could be anything. It could be comedy even. I'm just going to do comedy. I'm going to watch comedy all the time. It could be anything. But if you want to dull your initiative, then do these things. But if you don't want to dull your initiative and you want to see what you can finally become, what you can make out of yourself, don't do these things. And if you do them in moderation, and don't do them like if you're a cop or a pilot. You can't do these things. So scrap it from your life and go forward and see what you can make out of your life. Does that make sense, JD?
Yeah, I do. I think it makes perfectly good sense. You know, my big complaint is not, okay, people will smoke it, so let them. I don't happen to believe that there's much wrong with the way things are going now, except that the people down on the border that are bringing marijuana into the United States to supply this need, which is not necessarily as, shall we say, as ubiquitous as you might think. You know, they're killing each other on that border, slaughtering each other, torturing each other to death. The heinous act of ISIS are not far ahead, if they are far ahead, of the people that are doing this horrifying violence in the name of drug cartels. We don't know how much this stuff gets you high. We don't know what the long-term therapeutic or side effects are. We know that George Carlin's lungs were destroyed by marijuana. Destroyed. So all these people that are talking about how terrible it was that people would smoke cigarettes around them are strangely silent when it comes to people smoking marijuana around them. I assure you, marijuana smells worse. So here's what I want to do. I want to see the hypocrisy removed. I want to see the ignorance filled in. I want the ignorance surrounding the effects of marijuana taken care of, figured out as quickly as possible before it's made legal, so that we have some idea of what we're getting into. But that's not what's happening. And yeah, people are dying because of it. I guarantee you that it doesn't make any difference to your family whether you were killed by a guy that was high on alcohol or killed by a guy who was high on marijuana. And you know what drives me incredibly crazy? There are people in this state listening to this broadcast at this exact moment that will say, my God, you would text while you would drive? But have no problem whatsoever with marijuana being legal in this state. Which is more dangerous? Being high on grass while you're driving, that's more dangerous, in case you're not sure. I saw this today, and I gritted my teeth. And I said, I think I've got an idea as to how to stop this. A 40-year-old illegal immigrant from Mexico who had been deported from the U.S. was arrested last Friday in Virginia. He was charged with sex abuse of a 12-year-old girl. Oscar Perez Rangel faces charges including felony aggravated sexual battery. The abuse allegedly occurred between October and December of 2016. The girl was abused while at a daycare center operated by Perez Rangel's girlfriend. Nice. Fairfax County Police say they do not believe there are other victims. John David Wells, reading that statement, guarantees you that there are other victims. An immigration detainer has been lodged against Perez Rangel. He was previously removed from the U.S. and has felony convictions for attempted robbery, use of a firearm during the commission of a felony, and illegal reentry after removal, which means that he's been deported more than once. Last month, a 17-year-old and 18-year-old were charged with rape after investigation said a 14-year-old student was attacked in a high school bathroom in Rockville, Maryland. Officials said both suspects were in the U.S. illegally. But that's not really something that is up for debate tonight. We're talking about a 40-year-old illegal immigrant, a 40-year-old. Now charged with felony aggravated sexual battery against a 12-year-old. Can somebody tell me why that's not a capital offense? Anyone? Why isn't sexually abusing a 12-year-old girl when you're an illegal immigrant? Why isn't that a capital crime? The answer is because we're stupid. Because we're willing to tolerate the odd 12-year-old getting taken down by a 40-year-old illegal immigrant from time to time. Oh, she'll find a way to get by. She'll bounce back. Maybe. Or maybe she'll just throw herself off a bridge. Don't really know yet. Part of the story hasn't been written yet. I don't think you get to come to our country and rape our daughters. I don't think you get to come to our country and rape our children. In fact, I'm sure of it. In fact, I'm pretty sure that if you can back that up with being deported and then coming back to the United States to rape or kill again, I can't understand how come you're not shot at sunrise. I just can't understand that. Maybe you can help me. Maybe you can explain it to me. 866-660-5759. How many of these people have to be caught, tried, sentenced, deported, return to the country, do more horrifying damage through heinous crimes, acts of heinous crimes? How many times do we have to put our daughters through this? So here's what I think. I think what we do is we start putting these guys away forever. That's what I think we should do. If they come to this country and they rape one of our daughters, they should pay a very heavy price. But if they show up here and they are fined or sentenced to pay for their debt to society because they committed a crime here, and then after they've served their sentence, they're deported, and then they come back, and then they commit some god-awful crime against a 12-year-old, then I think that we should just do away with you. Give you a scrupulously fair trial, and then a first-class hanging. And I don't know why that's not the law of the land. Do you? This is the Wells Report.
Not many men open their eyes in the morning knowing it's their last day on earth. This is it. This is the day I die. Looking back, the entire day and how it ended still blows my mind.
Based on the book by Colin Smith, Heaven, How I Got Here is the story of the thief on the cross.
There are no words to describe the pain of crucifixion. All I can tell you is that hatred sustained me.
Told in his own words, the thief looks back from heaven on the day that changed his eternity.
Jesus, I said, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Clinging to life by a slender thread, I gasped for breath and waited for him to respond.
Don't miss Heaven, How I Got Here.
Tune in this Saturday night from 10 p.m. to midnight for Heaven, How I Got Here on 660 a.m. The Answer. Do you have real estate that you want to sell? Is it an apartment building, a shopping center, waterfront property, or even a modest townhome? If you're not getting offers, it's not the market, and it's not your fault. More options are always better than fewer ones, and there may be options that you haven't been given. Options that every seller has, but that most owners and agents don't understand. Let me tell you about Barry Jerome. Every day, people call Barry with real estate they want to sell. When Barry makes an offer to sell your real estate, there are no commissions or settlement costs. Barry is auctioning real estate and getting owners the money they need. Call now for a no-obligation consultation about all of your options at 682-593-5171. That's 682-593-5171 or barryjerome.com. That's barryjerome.com or call now 682-593-5171.
Have you been holding out for a good deal to replace that old AC system? Well, now there's a new program you just can't pass up. I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. You may have already heard that you can save over $3,500 on a new Infinity system with Carrier's Cool Cash, but did you know that for a limited time, you can also get an additional $1,500 off from your utility provider? That's right. And when you combine these two programs, we're talking saving over $5,000 on a brand new AC system that can cut your electric bill in half. But the utility funds are limited, and the program will end when the money runs out. Right now, we're scheduling free estimates on a first-come, first-served basis. So call now. Better yet, call 2 other companies first, and then call Reliant Air Conditioning, and you'll see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Call 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437, or visit us online at ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
Advantage Gold has the highest ratings according to TrustLink with a 100% 5-star rating.
A New York Times best-selling author just announced that 99% of retirement accounts are more exposed to risk than ever before. If you have an IRA or a 401k, listen closely because I'm about to tell you about a little-known IRS loophole that could save your retirement. Right now, U.S. debt is spiraling out of control. The stock market is near all-time highs. If it all comes crashing down, do you have a plan in place? Advantage Gold has found an IRS loophole which allows you to convert your standard retirement account into physical gold and silver. We have helped thousands of people use this strategy to keep more of their hard-earned retirement savings. Get our free gold loophole guide and learn how you could secure your IRA or 401k tax and penalty-free with physical gold. Call Advantage Gold at 800-900-8000. Operators are standing by. Call 800-900-8000. Your free gold loophole guide is waiting. Just call now. 800-900-8000.
Hiring is the most challenging part of my job. It's really hard. The searching, the sorting through resumes. Most people don't have the right experience.
We started using ZipRecruiter about 3 months ago. Right from the start, you could tell it was going to make hiring a lot easier. One click and my job was posted to 200 plus job boards, all the top sites.
All of the candidates came to my dashboard, and it's easy to compare them. Thumbs up if I liked them, thumbs down if I didn't. No emails and attachments, printing up docs, phone calls, none of that.
And I couldn't believe the number of great applicants we got. I had the person we needed within 1 week. I don't know how we hired before ZipRecruiter.
Whether you're looking to fill one position or 20, find the best candidates with ZipRecruiter, where your job is just one click away from 200 plus job sites. ZipRecruiter, the fastest way to hire. And right now you can try ZipRecruiter free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/start. That's ZipRecruiter.com/start. ZipRecruiter.com/start.
660 AM. The Answer. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. All of the customers who were on that United Airlines flight that involved police officers dragging a passenger off the aircraft will be fully reimbursed, according to the airline. United spokesperson Maddie King said in a statement to Fox News the airline will be providing full compensation for the price of their ticket for all passengers on United Flight 3411. News of the reimbursement came as 2 more airport police officers involved in the incident aboard the United Express flight at Chicago's O'Hare International have been placed on leave. The announcement from the city's aviation department came 2 days after another officer involved in the Sunday night confrontation was put on leave. The department said it's continuing to investigate the incident. Attorneys representing the man who was dragged off the flight, Kentucky physicians David Dow, and a member of the man's family are set to talk about the incident tomorrow. In a news release, the attorneys said they plan to talk to the media in what they hopefully will be accompanied by a relative of Dow. No lawsuit has been filed, but there will be. And he will be paid somewhere in the millions. Money he completely deserves. The executive producer of the Wells Report is Vicki Steifer. Technical director, conductor of the Wells Report Orchestra is Magic Matt Swinney. My name is John David Wells. I hope you've enjoyed this edition of the Wells Report. Make sure you join us again tomorrow, please. And we'll have another on 660 AM The Answer.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Manzeri, owner of Statewide Remodeling. I keep talking about high-tech bath remodeling, and the phone keeps ringing with homeowners wanting more information. 90% of all bath remodelers use sand grout. It's sand, cement, and water. We know it's the first thing that fails in the wet area of your bathroom. It cracks with the least bit of movement. It grows mold and mildew, and when you try to clean it, you're just wearing it down. Statewide uses a proprietary product that has 4 main ingredients: Microban, which eliminates mold and mildew; latex for flexibility; Kevlar for strength; and a built-in sealant. We guarantee our grout for as long as you own your home. So when you think you're getting a great deal from the 2 guys in a truck you hired to do your remodel, I suggest you start saving up for when you'll have to do it again. Or you can call Statewide Remodeling and get it done right the first time. We offer 100% financing, and if you call for your free design consultation now, to celebrate our 23rd year in business, we're giving 23% off the price of the project. The number to call is 888-270-7095. That's 888-270-7095, or anytime online at statewideremodeling.com.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
I love the product. I think I've been feeling great.
Just feel so energetic. Just amazing.
My cholesterol readings have never been better.
Balance of Nature has been consistent and has changed my life. I love the product. It's really helped me.
I don't need my cane anymore. My knee doesn't hurt. I was afraid every day to wake up for fear it's going to hurt, but it hasn't hurt since.
Since I'm taking this stuff, it really is absolutely great. I mean, I'm digesting better. I have better appetite. You know, it's just worked miracles.
The new challenge will allow you to receive 2 months of Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies free. And we'll even ship them to you free. Call now for details. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code 660AM.
You have a wonderful company. I love my Balance of Nature. My whole life is so much better.
A reminder to register for the free Money Matters Retirement Seminar Thursday, April 20th, Holiday Inn Express Alliance area, or Saturday, April 22nd in Plano. Find out if you are properly diversified so you can take advantage of stock market gains when possible while having a protective strategy in place to help in case of a stock market crash. The best time to take Social Security, 5 strategies to help save on income tax, and much more. Please reserve now at moneymatters.net. That's moneymatters.net, or call 800-994-0302.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM. KSKY, Baltimore Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Rich Dennison. President Donald Trump says U.S. relations with Russia may be at an all-time low.
Right now, we're not getting along with Russia at all.
The U.S. has been pressuring Russia to abandon support for Syrian President Bashar al-Assad, who President Trump on Wednesday called an animal. Officials believe the Assad regime is to blame for a chemical attack in Syria that killed dozens of civilians. President Trump continues condemning Assad for that chemical attack and saying he does not regret the U.S. response, a missile attack against a Syrian airbase.
I have absolutely no doubt we did the right thing.
The president meeting Wednesday with NATO's Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg. President Trump's former campaign chairman is registering as a foreign agent. Paul Manafort's spokesman says he was in talks with the government about registering before the election and is now, quote, taking appropriate steps in response.